Screw it.
Last week we left off talking about building some scratch-built supercars, and I think we were a little too excited after the podcast, and Quentin and I spent, I don't know, 4 or 5 hours working on design language for his car, and I think we might even share some of that.
Hey, cars!
Yeah, I think we should. Yeah, it got me even more excited about the road I want to go down, and then what kind of what we came up with. It just puts more fuel in the fire, you know. That's what I
Yeah, sometimes the renders are just like a good motivator, and then
fuck yeah.
once you have like a visual. You know what I mean? These visuals can evolve over time, but at least you kind of have like some groundwork laid to, an idea
Yeah,
of
for
what you
sure.
want.
Mm-hmm. Hell yeah. It's at least a something to put on the wall and work towards, you know, even if there's proportion wise, if I'm going to be using a Porsche 89 or 986, sorry, um, there might be some constraints within that platform that I'm going to be using, but you know, that's all kind of, you're not going to be plotting out the whole. I mean, they're just constraints if you're using somebody else's chassis. There's something you're starting with something, but that's kind of what I'm going to be. Yeah, I'm okay with modifying it if it as long as it's it'll still be time ahead if I modify a chassis versus building one, building a suspension. It's really time consuming stuff. Not, I mean, nothing against it. It's just I would rather focus more on the body, building the body. That would be. It sounds like so much fun, like so much fun.
Well, building off a 986, you can basically guarantee it's going to perform well, especially if you put an
Yeah,
LS in the
yeah,
back
and
of one.
that's what I was like. For me, I've always just been like I've been a Chevy guy my whole life. So for me to try and put a suspension together that, yeah, exactly. Put a suspension together that's going to handle like a Porsche. I mean, I'm going to be spending way more than I could buy a $10,000 donor car, and I would still be money ahead, you know.
Right.
Uh, but there is some when people put LSs in those cars, it pushes the transaxle back, so they actually
Oh,
can't
gotcha.
the axles to push it into the wheel opening. So it's like, oh, okay, so we can lengthen the car because I don't need the quarter panel. I don't have the quarter panel restraints. So you could just you move the transaxle and the suspension back, which a few mounts or something, and you know, big deal. I can do that. It's something that,
Yeah, they probably just allow the axles to have more angle on them depending on how far they push it back.
yeah, it's the way they make it sound is you pretty much got to buy your own axles, but if you're just moving it straight back, as long as you're not widening the suspension, you should be able to use the axles that are there, the existing axles, you'd think.
I would almost think it'd be easier to extend the chassis instead of try to move all the suspension mounting.
It kind of depends. I kind of want to see the car, you know, naked without all the body panels on it because that would kind of determine. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, baby. But that would determine whether, like you say, if it's depends on where you would cut it exactly. I totally agree with you because you could cut it right behind the seats, and maybe I don't know what the chassis like looks like right there. So it would really
Right.
depend on you know where what would be the easiest because I could definitely see just like lengthening the end of the rocker slash back of the seat and just pushing the whole car open that way. Um, that could be potentially easier, but there was I don't necessarily know it would have to be because there was a firewall constraint. That was one of the things. So the LS even the guy had I bet the axles were canted back or forward probably you know 6 7 inches and he
Oh,
still
wow.
the LS was almost touching the firewall.
Hmm.
So you could still move it back a little bit. You know, so there's firewall constraints. You can cut the firewall open, but you can only go forward so far too. Um, so yeah, it would really to me it's just like seeing the car after I have the LS and the conversion kit stuff is getting the car opened up and seeing what exactly where you want to cut it, where you want to start cutting. I'm so excited to cut up a car like that. So much fun.
Are they a unibody or are they more like a monocoque? How are those built?
Careful of that. What a monocoque? What the fuck did you say?
Yeah, like a space frame.
Oh, I don't know. I think they just looks like a pretty rigid unibody is what they look
Okay.
like.
We're all a monocoque if you really think about it. Um,
Yeah, baby.
uh, that's what I think they classify the Corvette and like a lot of the Ferraris are a monocoque chassis, where it's like a you know generally an aluminum chassis that's kind of like a roll
For,
cage integrated with the frame suspension
for sure.
mounting. But
I don't know if I've ever heard that term before or pay attention, I guess. Probably.
I think that's cock. That's a COQUE too.
Oh,
One of those.
wow. There's
Yeah,
cute. Isn't that cute?
yeah. If it was Spanish, it'd be monocaque or like caqueso or something.
Okay, so what are you talking about language?
Easy cheesy. Um, yeah. That I think that obviously windshield and roof mounting. Well, you most of the Boxster S's that you're looking at are convertibles, but I think and that might be better for chassis rigidity too, depending
That's
on the
kind of what I was
structure.
well. I do want to put it will have a roof on it, but like you say, if it's convertible and it's rides that good and it's that rigid of a car already, putting a roof on it's just gonna get better. You know?
Right. Um, yeah, windshield placement and height and angle, I think, would be the only real thing to change because the 986 is a pretty low slung chassis. So I can't imagine that it would get in the way of kind of the design of the car as far
The
as
only thing I think
height.
is getting the car low enough and the rim and a big enough rim and tire on it to make the proportions right. I
Right.
think it's gonna need like 20s or 21s. I seen a 986 with 21s on it, and it was like, shit, that might be the size. Like, I was like, damn, that looks so good. But it was like a rebodied. It was not the same, and definitely not the same flavor that we came up with, but it was a rebodied 986 as well. That's what it kind of like. It looked like it. Oh, it was that. Actually, it was that the one that guy's 3D printing the GT3 body parts. He's like 3D printing and gluing together, and it's on a 986. I thought you
Interesting.
reshared one of his. He's making them out of on a 3D printer that's only like pieces like this big. He's like, I know I could get a bigger printer, but this is like I'm doing this for YouTube, and it something about the 3D print, the big 3D printers, large format ones are ultra slow, and he can get this done with more printers faster and just glue them together. And I think he's like fiberglassing the backside or something, but it looks rad. I mean, they scan the car, the 986, and then they have the GT3 parts that they figured out the transition, and yeah, they're it's interesting.
Feel like maybe I did share that. I'm also watching a guy's taking a MR2 and then building like a Group C body for it, and he's doing the same thing, 3D
Sure,
printing a bunch of small pieces, and I think that was it's like called like Tofu Labs or something like that. But
sure.
yeah, they're doing that. They just printing out all these little pieces and then gluing them together, and I don't know if that's the route I'd want to go, but it's cool.
Yeah, I mean, if it's a, I think it's an avenue to where like that's going to just open up more and more and more to where those large format printers. I mean, to be honest, once those large format printers get more affordable, dude, I think I'm going to be start like really digging in with a scanner and a printer because you can build even if you wanted to just build a buck, like just have it like come up with this rad design, have it printed out, and you got a buck already. You can build aluminum parts, sheet metal parts on, repeatable. Um, there's all kinds of things in the shaping world you can use a 3D printer for, but having that large format printer would be really cool. Even if you just came up with a design and I mean you could do carbon parts, all that shit, You do whatever you wanted.
Yeah, we set up a big 3D CN or 3D a CNC router at my work, and the my boss was at a boat building place that has the same. I don't know if it's the exact same machine, but a very similar machine. And they actually use ours does 4 or just about 5 foot, 4.5 by 10 foot workspace, and this boat builder actually puts like 6 or 8 inch sheets of foam on the router, and then they have 3D designed boats, and they have the CNC cut foam out, and then they have it in layers, and then they just glue all the 6 inch thick foam layers together, and they actually make
Sure.
their boat plugs out of cutting foam with the CNC,
Sure.
and it's just like
That's
super
interesting.
super quick and easy.
Huh.
And they do the same thing. They're building in pieces, gluing it together. You know what I mean? They're basically taking their 3D design in CAD and then slicing it down to where they can do sections.
And then they're making a buck for basically for fiberglass,
Yep.
laying fiberglass up.
And then they're
Sure.
they're just
Interesting.
basically printing a whole boat hull. And I'm thinking they were talking like high 20-foot range.
Jesus,
Yeah.
so cool. I kind of want to get Tammy on like get a scanner and get her on figuring out how all that shit works.
Come
You're
on,
good at
Tammy.
computers, Tam. Come on, Tammy. Damn her. Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. So did I see you were working on your car a
Yes.
little?
Yeah, I got the quarter panel welded on that side. I got this side that I have to. Everything's cut. The scribe is cut, and I just have to start jacking it on and fitting the edges together and stuff. But I'm gonna start that tomorrow morning. So I'm gonna work on it until New Year's. And then I don't know if I'm gonna work on it Friday because I don't know if we're gonna be. I don't know if I want to come in Thursday or not. I don't know. I'm not really sure what I'm gonna do, but definitely working on my car this next week. So I'm excited to get more shit welded together. The way stuff's going, I think I should be able to get the majority of maybe the roof welded together. Like the back of the car will be welded together for sure, but I don't know. I think I should be able to get the majority of the roof parts either. 'Cause there's a lot of parts and pieces that need to get welded together before I start welding. Start sounds stupid, but I have a lot of parts and pieces that need to get welded together before the whole thing gets welded together. So, because on the last, when you're welding the roof together the last time, you want to at least have an accessible weld that you can have, stretch back out. So it's just having access to welds and making sure you're not screwing yourself for a future weld and stuff like that. So I was kind of
Layers.
staring at it. It's layers. It really is. It's a very different approach, making sure you don't screw yourself. Like you can get yourself in some predicaments like where you're not going to be able to get the weld stretched back out. Like when that Winfield class I took, I think he said it when he was in Japan. He was working with a guy, and they were hammer or they something about a roof. I don't know if they were chopping the roof or doing a repair on the roof or something like that. And he did a weld, and he actually cut a hole in the quarter panel in another area where he could access to be able to access the weld he just did. So he like cut a hole for his arm to get in there and hammer the weld out. And then because he could get to that hole afterwards, then he welded that hole up and finished that. It's like, Jesus. But you got to do what you got to do sometimes. I mean, a lot of times, I mean, like on the Mustang, I cut, you're taking the skin or the skin off the frame and doing the weld and then reattaching it. That's the right way to do it. If you want to put quarter panel, patches in a quarter panel, the right way to do it is take the quarter panel off, put the patches in, put the quarter panel back on. That's the right way to do it. If that's you want to get really like down the road technical and as nice as possible, like the nicest job possible. That's the route you should be going. I mean, realistically, if you're putting patches in a quarter panel, you should probably just be replacing it anyways because it's gonna be
Right.
cheaper. But if it's not there, it's not available. It's not available. Or I mean, sometimes it's the rest of the car is so nice, just yeah, like that's a better option. But anyway, yada yada yada. So, Ethan, you you doing a little like launching in the yard? Did I see something? What's going on over there?
I decided to spend a couple few $100s on wood and see if I could build a wooden jump that would hold the truck. And so I built a couple little kickers, 12-foot long, 4-foot wide, and the truck gets air, but since I built them like 9 inches high, because I was just experimenting, because I didn't want to.
Right.
just send it, off a 2 foot high jump at a big angle or something right away. And because it's like 9 inches and my suspension has so much travel, if you wa-
Oh, just pick it up.
if you slow it down, you watch, and as soon as my front wheels come off, the suspension unloads and my wheels go real close to the ground. My front wheels.
Yeah,
It it was
I'm
actually
sure
really
you'd have
soft.
to hit front. Oh, really?
Oh, it was super
That's cool.
soft because you know what I mean? The tires basically just reach down, grab the
I suppose
ground.
they're doing what they're supposed to do.
I mean, the front tires were probably, they probably went 10 plus feet before they touched the ground, but you know what I mean? They
Sure.
were they were reaching down to grab some earth and set me down
Yeah.
softly. So that was nice.
How fast are you going?
I don't know, 25.
Sure.
I just
Did you have the
throttled the
front
hell out
of
of it.
the? Did you have the front of the ramp like screwed into the ground?
No, it's like on some gravel, so I was hoping that it would just kind of grip. And if you actually watch one, because as I was approaching the because I have it all on my property, so I've only got like a couple 100 foot um lineup, like straight away.
Sure.
And as I was approaching it, I got good and lined up, which because I really did not want to hit it crooked or like miss one ramp.
Yeah.
I got it lined up and I just hammered it, and I hammered it, and since I was not on like pavement, the tires spun, and there's a black mark all the way up the ramp. And then when it went off the ramp, it actually uh since the tires were spinning, it kicked the ramps back about 6 inches because it grabbed
Yeah.
that last little lip. But
Yeah. I'd be afraid of that if you get any taller of that ramp tipping and hitting the front of your bed or your rocker or some shit.
there's a reason. That's why part of why I went 12 foot. I wanted it so the whole truck was on the ramp. Like you know what I mean? You don't want your front
Oh,
wheels.
it's holy shit. Yeah.
Yeah. You want your front wheels. Oh, I guess the video I sent you doesn't show, but you want your front wheels and your back wheels on the ramp at the same time, because otherwise, what happens is when you're after you kick off of it with the front, yeah, it could kick up an angle,
Oh, yeah.
and yeah, you wouldn't want it to jam you in the front of the box side, or you know what I mean, hit the rear
Yeah.
wheels.
I mean,
Uh,
your drive shaft would probably save it, but either way.
oh, I'm pretty sure the truck would just splinter the ramp before it really damaged the truck.
It,
It was
yeah.
fun though.
It's
I was
I'm
pretty
like, oh my God,
nervous.
he's a child right now.
I set the jump up and I didn't even get the set because I built it in two pieces to have it kind of wide. Um,
Sure.
if I would have, so that way I can kind of spread them if I want more width or whatever. But I didn't even get the second one pulled out to the edge of the property. I just kind of threw them up in the bed of the truck. I dropped one off, and before I had the second one over there, my wife and my kid were hitting it in the four wheeler.
That's hilarious.
And then before I brought it over, they're like, "Wait, put one in the ditch in the front yard, and then have that one down at the end of the other lot, so that way they could go from basically like the front door of the house, run down the front yard, go down in the ditch, and then hit the jump at an angle. So you had like, it was like a 12, 14-inch jump, and then
Nice.
you land off that one, you turn in the cul-de-sac and head straight down our other lot, and then hit the other one going, 25 miles an hour.
What do your neighbors think of this?
They all leave me alone.
That's good. That's awesome.
I have I have neighbors that are renting in our cul-de-sac, and they won't even walk up my driveway, which I find they're like all they go and talk to the other neighbors, and like we wave, and like if we're out in the road, we'll say hi, but for whatever reason they don't want to walk up my driveway. I don't know.
Like, because you always got your camera going live on YouTube and they don't want to be on YouTube.
No, I don't know. I don't know if it's just like you see a guy with a truck like mine and a boat and security cameras and American flag, and you're just like, I'm gonna give him some space. I don't know. And
Oh, yeah, I
I'm out
guess.
we're out walking the Malinois all the time, so like two kind of guard dogs, and I don't know. I'm guessing.
That's fair. That's fair.
Because I'm just a 6'3" tattooed up dude, everybody's
I've honestly had people cross the street, me and another tattooed guy walking down the street, couple coming at us with a kid, look at us, walk across the road. No joke.
Yeah,
Multiple times.
pretty
I'm not that big
intimidating.
of a shithead, but I'm not that big of a shithead.
They did. The neighbor did come over one time. I was in the garage with my wife filling up like her bicycle tire or something, and then I see the neighbor lady standing in the cul-de-sac, like 8 feet from the end of my driveway, pacing. And I was like, I guess I'm gonna go see what she wants. And I walked down the
Right.
driveway. I'm like, what's up? And she's like, And at this point, my Tundra was like a part in the front in the driveway, so obviously I work on stuff. So I walked down. And I'm like, what's up? She's like, do you got anything to break into a car? And
Shit.
I was like, well, what's up? And she's like, my kid locked the keys in the car. He was playing and locked the keys in the car. And I went, wait a minute, is there a kid in your car right now locked? And she's like, no, 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 no. I was like, oh, okay. And then my wife comes down the driveway and she's like, what's up? And I was like, oh, she needs help breaking into her car. Her kid locked the keys in it. My wife goes, is there a kid in the car right now? But I was like, yeah, just give me a minute. So I went and grabbed some plastic wedges and a metal coat hanger and went across the street. And as I was walking across the street with her, I was like, yeah, it's been a while since I had to break into some cars. And she's like, you used to do that? So I was like, yeah, I drove tow truck for years. A lot of people lock keys in cars.
Yeah, that's pretty nuts. I'd imagine it's probably a lot less now, but
Yeah, the cars kind of outsmart you now.
yeah. I wonder if they fixed that Kia problem. I'm sure they have. Where you can you hit the lock button enough, you scramble it, and then so you hit the lock button and you like jiggle the handle. I can't remember exactly what the deal was, but you don't need the fob to start the car. You get into the car, the car doesn't require the fob to turn on with the on button. So you could steal like the Kias. There was like
Oh, I did hear that.
yeah, in Milwaukee, I think it was like if you had a Kia, it was like there are people that had their car stolen 3, 4 times.
Have you
Like if you
seen
park it anywhere where there's a crowd, that just somebody can just scramble the computer with the handle, get into it, hit the start button, and you're off. It's not even like it doesn't even look like you're stealing the car.
that's wild?
Yeah,
Does it seem like Kias and Hyundais have really taken over by you? They're everywhere here.
yeah, they are everywhere. Just because they got their styling shit figured out. They, you know, that's all. To me, they look better. I don't think they're 100%, and there's not nothing that is like something I would design or whatever. But from where they were 10, 15 years ago, they're strides ahead. I mean, you look at Telluride or however you pronounce it going down the road, and it looks like a GM SUV.
Right.
Like it just looks like anything else a big three would make. Now, when you take them apart, they're absolutely junk.
Yeah, that's my problem. But I
They're
imagine the price point's
like
got to be good.
literally like one-time use bumper covers and shit. Like it's like you pull a bumper cover off, break parts taking it off, and that's the intention. It's so stupid.
Yeah. I think they must be cheap and have good financing options or something. The Koreans have definitely figured out how to flood the market. That's for sure. Because they're everywhere. Everywhere.
Now you let if they let these microcar things on the road, they're gonna be. I mean, you really see American micro, they're whatever those that style of car. I don't know if they're called
K car.
micro cars or whatever. K car.
Not like
I
K
mean,
car like
nobody.
a Chrysler, but KKEI is how they
Oh,
we
okay.
we always call them like a
They're,
key car, but it's really K car, I guess.
I mean, it's just gonna be nothing but foreign of those things running around you. A lot of
Most
foreign
of them don't
cars.
have a high top speed though, so they're not really most K cars are never like a highway speed.
Oh no shit! Like not even. Can you get 55 out of them?
They're like pushing it.
Oh shit! Oh,
Yeah,
weird.
like all the little Daihatsu high jets and Subaru Sandbars and everybody, the little mini trucks that the Japanese mini trucks you see, they're not they're not for highway use. They're like, you know, in town. county roads. You can do 50, 55 with them, but that's like maxing out. They got like 10-inch wheels and little tiny tires on them and stuff. They're super efficient, and they can, you know what I mean? They're geared so you can,
Sure.
haul a load and whatever. But yeah, the majority of those like mini trucks are not highway
You gotta
use now.
wonder,
They might be now.
right? You gotta wonder if, because up here you can do side by sides and shit on the road, like four-wheelers side by sides. Some of those things are so fucking expensive and ridiculously like elaborate. Like, just go buy a Jeep Wrangler, you know? And now these K things come out. You're just gonna like you just buy one of them instead. Just those side by sides are so ridiculously overpriced for what they are.
Yeah, and they need to be worked on more than anything. Um,
Yeah,
yeah, I
it's
think
like buying a boat.
Toyota has a diesel. They call it a Toyota Hilux, but it's a diesel mini truck for under 10 grand, brand
That's
new,
awesome.
4-wheel drive, diesel.
That's awesome.
I mean, like, why wouldn't you have that if you're not drive? I mean, you wouldn't use it to drive state to state, but just to use in town or
Hmm.
commute with. I think the little cars, the K cars that they have over there, I think those do highway speed. They're like, smart car sized,
Sure.
but
I
cool
mean,
looking.
even for me though, I mean, it's the highest speed for me. I mean, I can if I take one way, it's 55 miles an hour, but it's 45 miles an hour. I could drive one of them daily easily.
Have you ever seen the company in Japan, Liberty Walk? They do like a lot of wide bodies and real crazy stuff.
I don't think so.
Oh, bro, I'm gonna need to open up a new world for you. They have like a whole section of a town like in Japan that they just bought so many properties. They own like a couple of blocks, and it's just like full of completely rebodied cars. They've got a bunch of Ferraris that they like wide body and Lamborghinis, and like they've got an F40 that is like the coolest F40 on the planet. This
Sounds
guy's
lame.
Oh my god, dude. This guy started in the 70s and was doing like stuff to what do they call it? They call them like Kyusha cars. It's Kyusha style. And Shakotan or whatever. That's like the Japanese super slammed, little camber, wide fenders. He started doing that way back in the day, and he was selling over fenders and things like that, and then made this empire. I mean, empire. It's huge. But they do super cool stuff. I know I've shared some of the cars with you before, but um, they actually have some kits for the little K cars where you take like I don't even know the name of the car, whatever. You take like the little Hondas or the little Nissan, and they have like a mini F40 kit, and it looks like if you ever see those Hot Wheels where it's like a shortened version of like a supercar and it's real cartoony
Yeah,
looking? They have them like
yeah.
an F40 kit. They had one at SEMA this year. I think they had it with an
Cool.
actual F40 next to it. But yeah, they got like micro F40s and stuff like that. So you could, if you got one of those cars and they were cheap enough, you could buy a kit and have like a goofy micro F40 and stuff.
Yes. Oh man. Oh, yeah. I was looking at that. What was that called? What the hell is the name of that car I was just talking about?
Zinger?
It's that, that Zinger, that 3D printed car. That's pretty interesting. They run the whole car like the have some AI thing. They're putting their parameters in this AI deal, and the AI says this is the exact part that would work for the weight distribution and all that bullshit. And they basically like moved everything around in the car in this platform to where they there's like not an ounce could be better. Not that they couldn't move an ounce on the car to make it better digitally, and then they 3D printed the thing. It's like it's so nuts.
That
Like,
is really wacky, alien looking, like the
yeah,
weld
it looks like it
structures.
looks yeah, it looks really crazy. But when you look at it and you're like, well, the force of this would go here, and it goes like, it all makes sense when you're looking at it as far as like pressure points and what's going to be affected as far as like weight distribution, all that stuff. It's so cool. Plus, the passenger is behind you.
Oh, I didn't see
Just
that.
sit, yeah, there's a back seat it looked like there's like, you know how a Mustang has a back seat, it's like it's there. You could maybe fit somebody in there like a child. It looks like there's like a little back seat behind,
like a
but
fighter jet.
that might be, yeah, but it might have only been one version. I know they have a bunch of different versions, so I'm not sure.
The center seating seems cool, but I just don't. I'm not that much of a loner to want a center seated car.
Yeah, I mean, it'd have to be one hell of a driving experience.
I don't know. I like to share my experience. I like to be, you know what I mean? Like, you want to be able to use it.
On your shoulders and shit.
Yeah, you can have really good conversations with the wife if you just keep her in the back seat.
That's what I'm saying. Oh
Uh,
shit.
yeah.
I don't think I would like it either though. Center drive. I just seen I think I thought it was on YouTube or something. That, apparently they just started delivering those cars to customers, and somebody's seen Owen Wilson downtown LA drive through with his. It's like, that thing looks good going down the road, man. It's super sick.
Wow. Wow.
Right? It-
uh,
yeah, it's pretty rad. I can't imagine what. I mean, it's probably a couple $1 million at least. I would suspect.
when Owen Wilson goes by, does everybody go, Hansel, he's so hot right now?
Uh,
uh, ha-
yeah, yeah.
spent my evening and morning helping a friend's YouTube channel I've briefly mentioned. He's got a resto mod shop over in Fort Myers, like 10 miles from the beach. He's done some stuff like helping Cletus McFarland out, like doing some work on Mullet. Well, he helps Cameron Johnson out, CJ Race Cars, and Cameron is building Mullet. The Cletus is El Camino, and my friend did some like late night primer and body work on that because they put new quarters on it and everything. And then now he's have you seen Mr. Sam? He's the old guy that hangs around Cletus. Hmm.
So
So CJ
much of
Race Cars. Yeah, there's so many YouTubers to keep up with, but CJ Race Cars is doing a 55 Bel Air for Mr. Sam, and I think there's some history on the car. Like maybe it was from when he was younger. He's had it for a long time. I don't know the exact history on it, but my friend was delivering some spray out cards for that yesterday, and he's like, "Hey, do you think I should put a video up of this?" I'm like, "Yeah, the guy's got like 100,000 subscribers, and you did take a video with him, and you're gonna be working on his car, and then like the car." So he's working on it. It's like one big collaboration. CJ Race Cars is doing the chassis. It's getting a Roadster shop chassis, but they're doing a bunch of things. They're building floors for it, things like that.
sure. Yep.
And so it's there for chassis work. Right now, the car is getting chemical dipped to get. Oh, my dogs are losing their mind. Can you hear that?
Nope.
Oh, perfect. Good microphone isolation. Um, so CJ Race Cars is doing like the chassis. The car is getting chemical dipped right now to be um like I'm so distracted by the dog. The car is getting chemical dipped so they didn't warp it, media blasting it or things like that. And then it's going on a rotisserie, getting the floors cut out, and then it's going to my friend, and he's going to epoxy the bare chemical dip chassis. And so they did a rendering on the car, and then my friend did some spray outs for it to get approved for when the car comes to him after or when it's ready for paint or paint and body work. And so he like met him at the drag strip because he's always up there. Cletus owns the drag strip or a portion of it or whatever, and they were up there. He approved that. And then my friend took a video, like interaction with him, and he's like, "Do you think I should post
Sure.
this?" I was like, "Yes, you absolutely need to post this. What's wrong?"
Sure.
But he's new to the game, so like he just records things he's doing. He doesn't, which I think is beautiful.
This is recording.
Yeah, he's just recording.
Yeah.
But like he's like, "There's no storyline. I don't know how to do this." So then I have to like find ways from 2.5 hours away from my buddy to take his videos and make a storyline on them and like, or you know what I mean? So at least it's not just like, here's a minute and 40
They
conversation.
all have storyline though.
Uh, yeah, I get you. I understand. Um, and my
I think
friend
there's a
has,
lot of content out there that's absorbed by people that isn't exactly like there's no process. It's just content. People are watching it. Like some of the stuff that people watch on YouTube. I would not watch. That's why it's hard for me to like film it, put it out there, but I don't think it's got to be that scripted.
I don't know.
I
I don't
mean,
think scripted.
you,
My stuff's overproduced,
you,
but
I mean, I don't think you overproduce it. You're just having fun with it. That's what it looks like to
I'm such a busy body that I'm like, I need to make this the most it possibly can. So instead of like, here, I'm welding some control arms together, I like build a storyline behind it. Now I'm not like Orange
Sure.
County Choppers or something where I'm screaming at people and throwing things across the shop or whatever.
You
But
should though. That'd be rad.
I do
Like
think
even if
that
it's fake.
I like mine to be more like if I had my own segment on Power Block in the morning on the weekends or something, like I'm trying to make a show. Um,
Sure, sure, sure.
but obviously I'm a barefoot dude in his yard, so my show is like it's a little different. I'm building wooden jumps over here, you know what I mean?
Right.
But I'm just what do you think? Somebody who's never seen my goofy face or heard of my channel or seen my truck, what's gonna hit them more? Um, Today I'm building a jump for my truck, or is it or something like you know what I mean? A more dramatized storyline of you know I decided to build a truck for or a jump for my truck completely out of wood. Is it going to hold up? Like, you know what I mean? Like if I do something like that,
Oh, I
it's
get it.
more engaging. And I like to me it's like a problem I need to find a solution for. It's like how can I
Sure.
take this kind of like thing I'm going to do anyways because I'm doing all this stuff just for fun. I
Yeah.
was building cars long before I was videoing it. Well, not really. I've actually been videoing it. I just never shared them. But I found videos from when I was 16 on my old laptop. Like really crappy car edits, they're hilarious because they're just so bad. And there's one where I've got like a super Uper accent, but when you live there, you don't even notice it. But I must have had to do a school project, and I'm explaining how to push start your car. I think I must have had to I think we probably had to do like a how-to video or how-to presentation. And I've got my Fiero with like the roof scoops on it and all a cool 80s body and stuff. And I'm a total just like how I am with Toyotas right now, where I'm like they're the greatest thing ever. I was that way with the Fiero, so I'm like, you might need to push start your car. I mean, I don't because my car doesn't suck, but I'm going to show you how to do it. Yeah. I totally had to push start my cars, but but the cockiness was still there. But I don't know. It's something like all this stuff is just stuff I like to do. But my friend, he's got a body. His resto mod shop is primarily body. Now they install suspensions and things like that, but they're not fabricating much. Like I went there to weld his roll cage, and he bought a roll cage kit, but he's like, I could put it in, but I'm not, a fabricator, so I'd rather have somebody with some experience put it in. So
Sure.
he's he was on the phone with me yesterday, and he was like, I I want to video this stuff, but I'm just like, this is so incredibly boring. Why would anybody want to watch it? Like, because if you like watch any TV show, they're not like, today we're sanding the
People do.
car. What was that?
People do. People watch it. I mean, it doesn't really. It's just a matter of who. There's people out there for it.
Yeah, so this isn't a dig. I admire it quite a bit. If you watch like Cletus is kind of Mr. Beast of cars, so his stuff's a little different. He does stuff like where it's almost unachievable. You like the dollar spending is so high, or they do like these challenges or build these ridiculous
Yeah.
things. But CJ Race Cars is a race car shop, so they're not doing really wild YouTubey things. What they're doing is they're just filming daily business. Like they'll have whole videos where they're just talking about putting latches on the window because like on the
It's nuts.
that's not really what the video is about. They make it like, oh, I mean, every video, the storyline's kind of like, this is where we're at on this race car for this person or whatever. Most of it's high profile builds, but they're still just building race cars. And they'll do like ones where they're talking about bend and brake lines and routing stuff. But all they really do is they do a nice filmed, a bunch of B-roll, an intro, and then just like a little slice of the shop time. Like they'll just go in and they'll just have somebody talk about what they're doing right now. So it could be anything, welding the quarters into the chassis, or you know what I mean, building quarter panel mounts so it Zeus clips on, whatever. And then that'll be the episode. And they'll do like 3 a week, but people will watch that one because he's building race cars. Like people, there's probably only a couple people in the country that do it the way he, you know what I mean, building titanium and chromoly tube chassis from scratch, and like some of the fastest cars in the country. But he's gotten to the point where everybody wants to see what they're doing, and so they're happy to consume any content, even if that's just their fabricator talking about how they need to put a latch on the inside of the window when you close the door, but that latch also
I
has
mean,
to be accessible from the outside. Like,
if you're that busy and have that many high profile builds, people are going to watch you just to see how that car got put together because it is
right,
such a high profile build. And then there's going to be people that are going to like totally just watch to see what they should be doing on their car. Like,
right. But
oh,
he
there is
has,
all of it all the way around. I don't know. And there's people that are just going to watch because they saw this guy race here one time, and now oh, he was fast. Let's see how his car was built, and then they'll watch every freaking episode of that.
right. But you got to get to a point where you have that like brand trust where people are okay with you watching you do, talk about quarter panel mounts. Whereas,
Sounds so like I would just the word vomit coming out of my mouth. It would just be terrible.
no,
I just don't.
theirs is pretty natural. It's not like video YouTubed up. It's like they just. I've met the old guy that is most of the time talking in the videos. He doesn't care.
I'm just not good with words mostly.
Oh,
You know?
yeah. They do some like funny stuff. Like they bought the last video they put up that I saw was they bought a convertible S10, like a square style one, and
Sure.
then they got like some goofy '80s clothes where like the top and the bottom and the fanny pack matched, and he was wearing like the bucket hat and stuff. Had a giant cell phone, but like so they'll do some like fun things, but most of the time it's just like we're building a car. And I admire that you can have a channel where you literally just film something like a regular shop conversation, and then you throw some b-roll at it and you make like a nice video and people want to watch it. I would love to get there, like if I didn't have to do all the stuff.
That's it. That's exactly what we were trying to watch, or what we were watching without a little bit of drama, with like American Hot Rod and all that stuff. Like they eventually added more and more and more drama to get more and more people to watch. But to me, that's where, yeah, I mean, that's where just the shop talk stuff, there's more out of that than sometimes you get more out of that from a person than even like an interview with them. Just like walk around the shop and bullshit. Get a little bit more of like how they do things.
Yeah, it's more authentic too because it's just a natural conversation. It's not like an interview.
Yeah, I don't know, setting up the camera is just like I feel like I need a different camera to record or something.
I've got millions of views of just phone video, so it's not.
I'm always like if I'm talking to a customer back and forth, or even just back and forth with you, like how am I supposed to? I just like I'm having an issue with it's all on one thing,
Yeah,
So just trying to
balance.
setting it to record for an hour is like not a viable thing. For like I can't be away from it for sometimes I'd like to be, but sometimes you just can't be.
You gotta get two phones.
Fuck that. Fuck that, dude.
My problem is like the phones because
Honestly, I
it's
just want
easy.
to get. I think I just want to get those the first gen of those Ray-Ban glasses that have like those AI ones. The ones that just came out, they have like some wristband and some fucking that yeah, it was like a wristband that you can do certain things with your hand, and like it'll like some indicator in your glasses that would like
Oh, they're augmented reality.
yeah, basically you're using your hand as like a selector or whatever. You can move stuff around your glasses. Doesn't sound like anything I want. I just want it for the audio in it because you can have like play
Record,
music on the side, and then yeah, hit record for sure.
record, stop,
Yeah,
record, stop.
exactly.
I don't need
And
to.
then it would be first person. I think Cornfield Customs has one that he uses. He puts videos out. He's like power hammering, and he's got his glasses on. It's like point of view, so which is pretty cool. So I think it'd be anything that's in this vicinity of work that if somebody could get a point of view of how it's done, I think it'd be even better.
Yeah,
Just got to turn it off, go to the bathroom.
I think if you really wanted to get big, if you just live streamed in the shop,
Oh, you don't want to. Nah, that's
no
no
talking.
way.
Oh yeah, dude.
No,
Just you power hammering.
never. I mean, I could see that, but sometimes it's like doing that for 10 minutes and then it's like, 50 minutes of
Cussing
fitting and
at the
then
wall.
phone calls and
Oh yeah,
yeah,
no.
or like, if the wife needs some help on something, I'm going over and helping with that quickly. So it can get like distractingly spread out really quickly depending on what we have going on. But
Yeah.
if I'm here by myself, I definitely can put videos together a little bit easier just because I'm not constantly making sure that it's not like I'm constantly watching my wife work, but if she needs help with something, I'd rather be there. If I'm like aware of what's happening, I can go over help. She can keep cruising. I can come back, keep cruising. It's just like like keeping an employee busy, basically. It's
Yeah. Um. But I guess what I was getting at is like until you have that brand trust, it's really hard to sell just boring videos. Like, or you know, what I mean, just day to day videos. So, and my friend, he had some success with like that video he did where he was working on Cletus's El Camino overnight. It had 82,000 views in a day.
yeah, it's like I don't know. It's that once you get up into that territory, it's almost like you don't. There's an algorithm that pushes certain things, and now it's like this one's being monetized and he's making money, and so it's like gets fucking pushed differently. It gets like sticky and feeling weird. It makes me feel really, really weird.
Yeah, he so like he has a hard time because he did that video of Cletus's car, and then he did a video going through the paint process on a 3240 he was doing.
Sure.
It has like 300 views,
Yeah,
which I would expect from a new channel. I mean, my
sure.
suspension videos only got 300 something views on it
Yeah.
because it
I think that last one I did was like it's got like 20 2,700, which is I thought was pretty nuts.
very good.
And I have like almost 250 followers or something like that. It's fucking crazy. Some days it's like I don't even know what happened and my phone's blowing up with a couple comments and it's not. I'm just not used to that stuff. Uh, like I don't think Instagram and Facebook are push things that are already out there. You know what I'm saying?
Um,
It's like once it's up there, it's like it's done, it's ran its course kind of a thing.
oh, well, I mean, if you do things uh correctly, like my stuff, because I'm not like a well-known person, my videos don't really blow up in the beginning, but what happens is they just get views forever. They call it like evergreen
Sure,
content or whatever. So my stuff, because of the way I title, description, thumbnail, like all my packaging makes it so it's if somebody's just scrolling or they're searching something, my stuff does
sure.
pop up. And so I get views forever on all my stuff. So like they never get a big pop in the morning, but they get stuff over time. But I watch I watch a lot of like podcast or like YouTube content, and everybody always talks
Ah,
about him.
too deep in the weeds for me, bro.
I need to be busy, but they always talk about like imposter syndrome, and I said to my wife the other day, I was like, I don't want to be weird, but like I don't really feel like I can get imposter syndrome on it because you know years of doing videos and doing like I've done so much work to get the stuff that the views I have that how can I not feel like I earned it?
Yeah, I mean, to a certain extent, there's a people. I know people like really shit on arrogance, but there is like a level of you need to be arrogant to a certain like to know your worth. I don't
Yeah.
think is being arrogant. Like
So
they're too
it's always going to be to some people, but I don't.
right. It's just that's in the eye of the beholder. I think
Yeah.
To me,
When
I
you
want to start saying, like uh, the line in American Graffiti, like I ain't nobody dork. Like sometimes I just want to start saying that like a lot. Nobody's gonna get it. You'll get it. Nobody's gonna get it.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like
That's just
2000
small
some.
town Wisconsin shit though. Like you go to
Yeah,
the parts store and you're like, "What's your business again?" Like the nobody gives a shit around here. So that's just me being like a little spiteful of the small town mentality around here.
if only there was something you could do about it.
I don't think you're ever gonna get away from that though, because I know guys that have shops that have been around for 15 years and he still goes to the parts store and they're like, "What?" Yeah, I mean, there was Fast Freddy's been around, so his name is business Fast Freddy's Rod Shop, right? Like a couple of years ago, he had the local paper call to get his to put an ad in the paper for the rods he sells. She was talking about fucking fishing rods. Like some of it is just so stupid. Like I had a t-shirt on in town and I went to the gas station and it said I can't remember what shop it was, but it's something customs. And he's like, "Oh, so you do like custom houses?" I'm like, "Where in the fuck am I? Custom houses?" Like, there's not even anybody out here with a business name with that does custom houses with even the word custom in it. So it's like, how do you even separate yourself from like, I don't know. It's just does the name of my business have to be like we do old cars? Like
I
you should be able to call this whatever you want, but I don't know.
I traditionally named business things very clear. Like my when I sold Fish and Coral, it was Northwoods Coral and Fish Farm. You knew exactly what I was doing,
That's fair.
but it's not
That's
necessarily
fair.
fun. And now I have a YouTube, Terror Shark TV, and you're like, what is that?
Yeah.
It doesn't tell you anything
I
at
mean, to
all.
me, I don't think Hungry Hollow doesn't tell you anything aside from where that was the name of the area that we live. That's the name. So it's like no different than calling it like Main Street Customs or whatever. It's like it's literally no different. But people are like, "What the hell's the deal with that name?" It's like, I don't know. Why is your name fucking Carl? I don't know.
Yeah, Carl.
But I mean, if looking back, I definitely would have spent a little more time with maybe a different, more honed in name. But to be honest, it's the business looks a lot different now than even what I thought it was going to be. So I never thought I would have any of this metal shaping shit behind me. Even though I wanted it, but I thought it was going to be like I'm going to be like 50 or 60 by the time I get it. It's going to be uh, just a long term thing. But yeah, I mean, it's some of the stuff's been a lot speedy. What do you say? Sped along a little too fast. I don't know.
All right, let's bring this full circle. What would you name your supercar?
Well, I don't know. I was thinking about that the other day. I don't know. As soon as I saw that the Zinger, I'm like, that's a stupid fucking name for that car. That car is way too cool for that name. But yeah, I don't know. It would probably be like a not F40, but like like some sort of digit number or something like that, and probably have some numbers from the car that you like use. I don't know. It wouldn't be like any sort of Porsche anything. I don't really have any aspiration on keeping anything Porsche looking at all, interior, exterior at all. Uh, but yeah, I don't know. I have no idea what I would call it. Do you have a name? I don't know. If it's scary.
Um, I have not actually nailed down a name, but as a placeholder, I've been calling mine the Mako.
Oh, okay.
Mako C because it's a Group C style, but um
Sure.
Mako fastest shark there is.
Yeah.
But just a placeholder. I'm not in love with it, but that might be one
Sure.
of those things where you name something and then it just ends up sticking, even though you know what I mean. Like you call your friend
Yeah.
Shorty or something, and then he just becomes Shorty for life. You never know.
Yeah. I mean, it's only awkward the first few times you put it through your mouth. But
You know
you got to
what's
keep saying
awkward?
it through your mouth. You got to keep saying it out loud though. That's the difference. Like
Right.
thinking it's one thing, but saying it out loud, it's like, does it actually sound good saying it? Because if it doesn't sound good saying it, I don't know. There's some names of cars that are like really dumb.
Well, I think everything. I almost I don't know. When you hear the word Spanx, it's kind of weird, but everybody knows what Spanx are. You know what I mean? So it's like
True story.
you can do whatever you want, really. Like
But it's yeah, you can. But if you're, I mean, if you're making your own car, you can do whatever you want and name it whatever you want. But if you're making a car like a Zinger, and I don't know if
zinger.
this, it's just is it because they say it they write it differently, Because I think there's like a CZ or something.
I think
I
so. I think
it's
it's
like spelled
CZ.
weird. So it's like I don't know, whatever. They got their shit figured out.
Ooh,
I'm
that
just the
one's a real
shithead
zinger.
essentially. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Ooh, that's a real zinger there, eh?
Cripes,
That's
knee
listen.
slapper. Why don't you name it the Hungry Hollow knee slapper?
I thought uh like Hungry Hollow Roadster would be cool, but that HHR is that you don't want to call me. You know what I'm saying? It sounds cool until you abbreviate it, and you're like, "Fuck, can't use that."
The
But we'll
H.
see.
Well, you could go like GT40 and just like pick a dimension off of it or some
That's what
sort
I'm
of
saying. You
metric.
could pick up an engine or like whatever, like engine cube size I end up going with, or like something weird.
Isn't the F40 like the 40th? They built that on the 40th anniversary of Ferrari. Ferrari 40, and
I
then
don't know.
10 years later they
That
made
could
the F50. You know what I mean?
sure. Who knows? Well, I'll be starting. Maybe it'll be like how old I am. I'll be whenever I start the car. I'm 40 right now, so maybe it'll be something 40 because I started when I was 40. I was looking at cars this morning though. There's one in a few in Michigan for under 10 grand. It's pretty awesome. So I'm just waiting for the year for us to get into the next year here, so I can make a move and it actually works.
Right.
It's 2024. We're calling it a wash.
It's already 2026 in my head.
Well, by the time this comes out, it is right.
Yes.
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 Mhm.
It's already 2026 in all of your heads then.
I had to, those pogo stick deals that you put a chain and it's got a, you know what I'm
Oh,
saying?
okay. Yeah. Yeah.
I can't, not an actual pogo stick. I don't know what they're actually called.
It's
Oh,
called a
they're,
pogo stick. It's like a big lever to pull dents out or things like that.
yeah. So I had to use that to straighten that tailgate on that 58. It was fucking twisted bad. Like it's just aftermarket stuff. The only thing that's nice about aftermarket panels like that is they actually do. If you need to twist them, they do move. That's kind of the nice part. Factory stuff. Some of that stuff is so rigid that if you needed to twist it to get the met up with the quarter panels, that's pretty hard to do.
Right. Yeah.
But yeah, hopefully it turned out pretty decent. Fits pretty good. They have an aftermarket kit to where it moves. It actually has a handle on the inside. It's like a billet handle, and it has rods and everything that comes with it. Actually, when I first put it in, the quarter panels the box sides and everything didn't line up very well, so the latch wasn't only latching on one side, and it was all kind of whatever. But so last week I got it kind of again. I mean, it fits really, really well to where maybe like a fit a few more things, and then I could potentially fit the roll pan to be welded on. Like it actually, it's right there. So we got to get some of the bed floor stuff figured out first because we're raising the bed floor to go over the kick up of the chassis and stuff. So he
Want a
wants a
flat
flat
floor?
wood floor.
Yeah.
Yeah, flat wood floor with. I'm hoping we just can move the like stock style wheel wells up and then just adapt them into the space they are. Hopefully, he's got some pretty decent sized rims, and I think he's got 20s. He's got the tires, but he doesn't have the rims yet because we don't know exact offset for stuff yet. So that'll be in the next month. We have to move the engine chassis, get the rims and or the tire set up in for with the gauge rim width gauge or whatever the gauge kit that they have for the tires. Get everything set up with that. But then I got some drip rail or the roof structure welded in on the '69 Mustang and all the drip rail stuff in. I'd never really installed drip rails on a Mustang before, and they have to go on before the roof skin. So it was kind of just absorbing the problem and seeing how the factory did it from the cut open parts I had from the car. So don't throw your cut up parts away right away. Keep them until the car is done. Definitely helps solve so many fucking problems. But yeah, now the roof is the next billing cycle. We can the roof skin is the last thing to go on the roof. Then we can weld the cowl on, and some of the brackets and the inside, and that thing's going to be going to bodywork, which is like fucking raise the
Hallelujah.
roof. There, woo! Fucking pants are tight. Yeah,
Uh,
yeah. That I get worked on my car. I didn't really work on. Got the roof welded on the Model A, but I think I had that done last week. I can't
yeah, I think so. Did you actually pound out some new panels to fill those spots on your roof under your car?
remember. Not yet. I need to get the back of this. So like right here, you can kind of. So that's this quarter panel's welded on. This sail panel or catwalk, whatever you want to call it's welded to the back window already, and that's like one piece. So I need to get the other quarter panel welded on. I have to fit the deck lid back on. I just have like overlaid oversized washers basically, and I tap them to my deck lid and then put clecos on it so I can just set my deck lid on and put two clecos and hold it on in the right spot and have the right gapping. So basically, I need to get all this stuff welded together. So, for lack of a better term, the bridge going over the car is in the right spot before I start adapting roof panels to it. Because if you kind of get that square and all those welds taken care of prior to putting the roof on, otherwise you can't get your arm. I mean, if you wanted to actually finish the welds out, you're never going to get your arm in there good enough. So uh, that's where it's like some of it yesterday or Friday was just absorbing uh, panel arrangement problems. Like, what do I do? Like, as far as just the process on which one needs to get done before the next, and then basically setting up a process of what do I do first? Some of it is when you're taking that. Some of it is like a lot of bytes on this car, and I probably should have built a buck and probably a lot of bucks underneath the car to use side to side. A lot of this was just using radius gauges and stuff like that, so side to side to make sure and verify everything is good. But when you take one Cleco panel off, it kind of loosens the rest and everything's kind of floppy. So welding it all together is going to be making sure everything is tits, and square. If the car isn't like leaning this way, you know,
Did you
just
put
like
the
that.
split window in the back, or was that
Yeah. So that's like a late 30s GM back window. So like Buick, Cadillac, Oldsmobile would have had that back window. Um, but it fits so good. Like the profile from the side fits the line of the roof really well. Like it really fit really well. It actually got it from a guy in California. Yeah, I think I bought it for like $80 or something, $150, something like that.
Hmm.
It wasn't that much. It's one of those things where it's cut out of a car. It's he'd box it up and ship it to you. Oh, it's pretty sweet. Going to a junkyard, cutting the stuff out. Usually, I mean, this thing was the sheet metal itself was in nicer shape, right? If you go around here to a junkyard, you're literally grinding off a quarter inch of scale to get to some sheet metal, and hopefully it's good. So you can spend a bunch of money on a part, get it home, and it's virtually junk. So
right?
junkyard stuff around here is, especially 30 like 30s, 40 stuff, 50 stuff. It's
Thick.
either super pick through or junk. Like there was one, I don't know if you ever went to it. It was like on the way to Stevens Point on 51. It was Cashmere Road. So we're giving away all the secrets right on the podcast, but I don't think the guy does anything out of there anymore. But
Oh,
there's
I think I know what
actually
you're talking about.
it's right off the intersection. So you take the off ramp and it's on the left side, right before Cashmere Road. There's like double stacked 40s cars. Like in the beginning, you could see they actually drove the cars in. It's really really neat. It was like from the mid 40s to the late 50s, early 60s.
Hmm.
They did have some later stuff new, but Zach actually got a bunch of stuff there from his car, and it was ultra cheap.
What car
But
does he have?
that He has a 50 Plymouth. I believe it is.
It's cool.
But it's pretty. I think it's pretty factory. Like there's it's got the factory six cylinder, like the flathead six. I think is what they came in ours. But we're like not a lot. It's not a car you take 65, 70 miles an hour down the road by any means. Yeah, he's had that thing for a while. I think it's probably still at his place, his mom's place, or parents' place in Iowa or something. Maybe he'll listen and then he'll chime in and tell me. Gotta
Tell
get the
us,
guy
Zach.
on the. Yeah, come on, Zach.
Hmm.
Yeah,
Got anything else good?
I don't know. Just trying to stay focused on the shop and what's going on here. Sometimes there's just you sit on your phone too long, you're worried about what everybody else is doing. Sometimes it's nice to just absorb other people's content. You know,
I
'Cause
don't.
it's just like
I kind of, as a rule, don't watch much because I don't want to be. I know it's corny, but I don't want to be derivative of other people's crap. Like
yeah,
I don't want my videos to be derivative. I don't want my ideas. I don't want my builds. And so I draw inspiration and stuff from things that are nothing like what I'm doing.
oh yeah, sure,
Like if
I
you,
can see that.
that's like a lot of the stuff I've like send you is like, worldly, different builds that are nothing like what I'm interested in doing, but they're just cool. I like the techniques. I like the thought processes.
Inspiration from for sure,
But I don't
definitely.
try to watch content, not that I even really know what is, but that's like aligned with mine because I just don't want to be
Sure.
doing the same thing. I was watching a video today of a guys they got an F40 body, just a repop. It's taken off molds off of a real F40, but they're putting it on an Nissan 240SX chassis, and then they're putting a rotary in it. They're just making a drift car that looks like an F40.
Sure.
But just like I sent you that F40 that StanceWorks is making, where they've got like the newer V12 in the back and the newer Ferrari suspension, he's building a tube chassis for the actual
Yeah.
Ferrari body.
Yeah.
They actually had to talk in their video. It's the first video I've ever watched from these people, but they talked in their video like, yeah, we know that you would think we'd want to go tube chassis and we want to make it the most Ferrari possible, but that's what we're doing. We're building a drift car that looks like a F40. Like we're just trying to build a
Sure.
cool looking drift car.
Sure.
Like, yeah, StanceWorks is doing this. We're not doing the same thing he's doing. Like, so it's like to me to have to like address somebody else's build in
Right.
accordance to yours is weird.
Right. I just seen a guy that had I think it was the guy that did that 3D printed Porsche thing. It looked like he had a like a Countach body or something like that he made into a drift car. It was a fiberglass body, and it looks I think it's like a Lamborghini Countach or something like that. It looks like it anyway. But it's pretty cool.
Wacky.
Yeah. Whack. Yeah, I don't know. Some days you wonder like how the hell like I never thought I'd be even interested in together a mid-engine car, but it's just like I can't stop thinking about it to be honest.
Well, why don't you tell everybody where
Yeah,
to find
yeah,
you
yeah.
online?
You can find me on the Instagram. That's usually my go-to, and I'll push that to Facebook. Facebook, my personal Quintin Strack, and then Hunger Hell Customs. And then I can find my YouTube. Yeah, all kinds of good stuff. Where can they find you, man?
Find me everywhere at Terror Shark TV, YouTube, TikTok, Facebook, Instagram. Right here. Fucking Cars Podcast.
Space with
Available in audio form everywhere you listen to podcasts.